YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Everything Water, and water is everything, my familiar. Listen, I got something special for you guys today. I got a top 10 best hunter exotics in Destiny 2 Lightfall. I'm starting up a new series of top 10s. So if you guys like this video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. It's your boy Everything Water. And let's get straight into the video. Coming in at number 10, we have the 6 Coyote. Now, this is a very good universal exotics for hunters, where basically you gain a second dodge, which is really good. If you're using arc, you get a second melee, which is really good. If you're using strand, which is I prefer, if you were to use exotic, use strand, because this does a perfect for hunters. We get to strand enemies up every time, so gaining a dodge, especially when you're going to be recharging your dodge so much, you're probably going to have damn near infinite dodges, you know, so this can very much help you in any type of content you want to use. For any exotic, you can go invisible twice if you're using void, but I recommend you use this for strand because it's so much, it's probably the best exotic for strand in the game for hunters. Yeah, so that's at number 10. At number 9, we have my first exotic I used to make a build, the young AHAMKARA'S spines. If I said it wrong, my apologies. Now, this is just really just more of like a DPS exotic, nothing too crazy. I feel like it was so much good back then, but there's so many other builds that make, even in solar, so many other builds in my opinion that's just better in terms of just like crowd control. But this is really good. Basically what you do is you throw your trip mine, then you throw your knives, then you recharge your trip mine, then you throw it again, then it creates an explosion, then you throw another trip mine, and then you just repeat it and repeat it. And that's really it. It's a very easy. I recommend every beginner to have this exotic. It's fun to use. You explode everything. You do really good damage too. But yeah, that's why I put it at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have the infamous Lucky Pants. Now, for me, this is the most underrated exotic in the game. What it does for your hand cannon, it beats any buff in the game when for hand cannons or whatever buff you use. Tether, tractor cannon, which is in this build I use. But yeah, you can use this with other hand cannon exotics too, like Malfesians, Crimson, whatever exotic you like. But for me, I like to get more damage, so I combined the 7th revolver with the tractor cannon. So now not only do I get extreme damage from the Lucky Pants, actually they debuff the enemy, give me another 30% damage. One of them shots that you do is gonna hit 100k. The damage is crazy with the Surge Revolver. You can go Malfesians got buff. Use any hand cannon you want that deals kinetic energy. But yeah, and that's at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have the OG Celestial Nighthawk. Now, this is an OG exotic. Most hunters, this was our only exotic we was using in Last Wish. Whatever raid you was doing, this was the exotic to use for damage. Sadly, there's just other supers to use than Deadshot, but your Deadshot marksman gets that one shot and it does a lot of damage. On regular content, it does it between 500, 600, depending how you do it. On harder content, probably between 200 and 300k. Still a good exotic, just better. That's why it's at number 7, you know. So now, coming in at number 6, we have the Aeon Swift. Now, this is one of the best universal, if not the best universal exotic you can use that can be good with any subclass. So basically, when you have there's 3 mods you can have, but the best in my opinion is the Sect of Insight. Basically, any precision weapon takedowns give orbs and power to your allies, and finishers on elites gives you special ammo. Finisher on mini bosses, which is like yellow health, gives you heavy ammo. This is so, like, you can literally have infinite heavy ammo. All you got to do, if you're doing a Nightfall, tell your teammate, tells you, hey, I have no heavy ammo. Boom, let's weaken this enemy. I got you. You need some special ammo too? Let me hit on this enemy. Finisher, boom, I got you. Such a good weapon when it comes to supporting. When it comes to I put this at number 6 because it's just one of the best exotics when it comes to supporting your team, and that's really good, especially when you're in 1840 1830 content. You need something like this. That's gonna run it up by number 6. Now at number 5, we have a new exotic that came in with the Lightfall DLC, Star Eater Scales. There's not much I can say. This one of the best new exotics. This buffs any super to the max. It does better than any mod you can put on. This is ridiculous, I'm telling you guys. Especially the reason I put it at 5, because it does so good with Gathering Storms. The best DPS super, not the best damage super, but in terms of DPS, Gathering Storms is number 1. With Star Eater Scales, there's much I can't say. This does whatever it needs to do. All it does is buff your super, and it buffs Gathering Storms so much. That's why it's at my number 5. Now coming in at number 4, we have the ORPHEUS rigs. Now this exotic used to be so much better till they nerfed it. I don't blame them, because the amount of super energy you would gain back is ridiculous, but it's still good. You can get between, I say, 35 to 50% of your super while doing this. Now, if you pair this with the Witch Ender, you're gonna get your super in less than 30 seconds after using it, depending on how much. Wait, well, let's talk about it. Now, the ORPHEUS rigs, any enemy that is tethered by your Deadshot anchor gives you super energy. So the more enemies you got, or higher level enemies you have, gives you more super energy. Then with the Wish Ender, what it does is shoots the enemy, and at any time that hits one enemy, hits all the enemy in the tether, which is so crazy. This is good for DPS. This is good for debuffing enemies. This is good for giving your teammates orbs of power, everything. And this is why it's at my number 4. Now coming in at my top 3. At number 3, I have the OMNIOCULUS. If I said it wrong, my apologies. This exotic is probably the best supportive exotic in the game for hunters. Might be in the game in general, in my opinion. The OMNIOCULUS, basically you gain a second smoke bomb charge and damage resistance while invisible. When your ally is invisible, you gain damage resistance while invisible and gain melee energy. I'm telling you guys, as long as you have a teammate near you, you will have infinite melee, infinite damage resistance. And when your teammates go down, he can literally die right in front of a boss. You make him invisible. Whatever that boss does to him will not kill him or you. That's how broken this needs to be nerfed. You're probably wondering what I'm putting at number 3. 1, 2, 3 can literally be interchangeable. I'm honestly true. Like, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, whatever you put at your 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't matter. This is the best supportive exotic in the game. Such an underrated exotic. Got a video on it too if you guys want to watch that. But yeah, rounding up our top 2. And at number 2, we have the best solo exotic for hunters, Assassin's COWL. We already know what this does. You use this exotic for any solo build you want to do. If you want to do 1840 Lost Sectors, any solo, you can even use this build as solo dungeons, raids, if you want to be like that. I'm telling you, the best solo build for hunters. It makes you, basically, if you pair this up with your arc build, it makes you invisible with every melee. Hit you with shotgun with 1-2 punch. Shotgun, melee, invisibility. They can't see you. Ridiculous. Like, really ridiculous how OP this exotic is. You get this exotic too if you complete the Beyond Light DLC. So yeah, that's really cool. At the end you get it. But that's at number 2. Coming at number 1. The best hunter exotic for any type of play you want to play is the GYRFALCON'S HAUBERK. If I said it wrong, my apologies. This is the best exotic in the game. There's not much I can say. Giving you, when you go invisible in your void build, gives you voluntary rounds. Anytime you kill an enemy, you go invisible. Then it resets the voluntary rounds, and then it kills enemies. You go invisible. You're dropping orbs. It's OP, man. You get your super quick. This is the best hunter exotic in Destiny 2 Lightfall. No questions asked. It does everything you need it to do. It makes you invisible. It does crazy damage to ads, crazy ad control. You get your super quick because you're dropping orbs too. It's not that supportive for your teammates, but because it's so good for you and makes you damn near unkillable, this is at my number one. Number 1, 2, or 3 you can change. Doesn't really matter. If you guys like this type of video, man, again, please leave a like and subscribe. This is my first top 10 video. First of many. Let's put it like that. But yeah, it's your boy Everything Water, and water is everything. Now stay water. Make sure y'all drink y'all deer parks. And your boy's out. My familia.